Hi, thank you for joining me. Today's topic is about overcoming habits. Habits are like starting, I mean, quitting habits is like starting something new, like starting a new job, starting a new project, starting a new program for yourself. So, overcoming them means that you will be doing something different once you overcome those habits. It means that you will be doing something different from what you have made a practice of doing, something that you have enjoyed doing. You understand? So, my strategy for overcoming habits are first of all, identifying the habit. You have to identify it. Second, you have to own it, and take responsibility for it, from yourself and not try to blame someone else for it because whenever we have habits, sometimes others may have enticed us to be the person that we have become or to do those habits that we created. So, once we identify that habit, once we own it, take responsibility for it, and then we evaluate, just what does it do that is not beneficial to us, how does it not help us, and if we want to overcome it, because always is wanting to overcome it, because first of all, no one can own your mind, no one can own your, control what you are. It really, you're the one that's doing it. Is your thought, your dream, your hope, or your behavior? It's you who is the one who is in control. Sometimes it doesn't seem that you're the controller because it can get out of hand because we enjoy it so much sometimes. Uh, the Alcoholics Anonymous team have always had a saying, at least the groups of people, sometimes they say things like, one is too many and 1,000 is not enough. And that's how it is with a habit, whatever the habit is, someone develop a habit, I've heard, that drink excessive amount of water, and it became their downfall. And I've never heard of it before at that time, and I don't remember exactly who it was that said that happened to. But I heard someone say that it was a professional person. Uh, so we have to figure out what that habit does to us. You understand? If that habit is called, what downfall is this called causing us to have? Then we have to decide on, do we want to eliminate it? Sometimes we don't really want to get rid of a habit. We just want to tame it. Some habits are hard to tame. We have to face up to that. That some habits are just hard to tame. There have been people who had habits and said, "Oh, it's not really that bad. I can control it. It's not out of hand. I don't. I won't. I can stop anytime I want to." That is true. And so sometimes maybe they do not want to. So if you want to, then we have to, and I always say we, I'm not saying, there are some people have a habit of saying, um, you, like it's only you, you or whoever you are. So it's, I always see it as we, because I feel like we as people always have something that we're continually working on. And sometimes it could be a habit that is a good habit. And sometimes we want to modify the good habits too, because good habits, they can be somewhat, like controlling to us. Like we can't deviate when we need to deviate. When there's no, just say if there's a habit that we have that is a good habit, and that's just say if it was eating certain kinds of vegetables and those were no longer available to you, and then you have to make the adjustment uh, to substitute or whatever, as long as you're getting that whatever vitamin that you were trying to obtain. So what I have learned about habits is that even if you have a strategy, unfortunately, you may work that one strategy and something else would get you back on that track that you don't want to be on. So it's always good to have strategy after strategy and not get discouraged when the one strategy is not no longer effective because other stuff, there's so many factors that comes into play when you have have a habit. And habits, everybody got some. All kinds of habits, from picking their fingers, just doing that or doing this. Everybody got some kind of habit, and some habits can be more destructive than others, and so that's the reason why I say that you probably want to think about how destructive that habit is, how much, what problem is it causing, and then formulate a strategy, then pray too, because when we pray about things, we can see a little bit clearer how to overcome, whatever we're dealing with, whatever habit we're dealing with. So don't get discouraged when it doesn't seem that you're overcoming it as quickly as you would like to. So that's what I want to say as well. And so after you've try to overcome it, and you make a mistake and you get in trouble again, you know, it doesn't pay to be too hard on yourself, because that will never help you to overcome it. So when what we self-talk, the self-talk that we hear is very important. If we hear, that it looks like I can't do it, I have tried and I just don't know, maybe I'll just won't even try it anymore. That's that's runs into the attitude, zone. So the attitude really does make a difference, because if we being stubborn is what we have to do whenever we're trying to overcome something, because we'd be stubborn with other things in our life, so we can be stubborn with overcoming, because we can say, hey, it may not look like I want it to, but stubbornly you can say, I will continue. I will do this. I'm going to do this. And then, even if it takes, there's one story in the Bible where a guy sat at a pool for 28 or 38 years. I didn't look it up before I decided to put it on here. But he sat at this pool where the angels came and shake the water at a certain time. And so every time they would miss him, because he was unable, he was trying to get healed from some kind of infirmity. He wasn't able to move like others, as well as he wanted to. And that's, that could be very disheartening whenever you are in a situation where you can't move like you want to and whatever. But the point is that he did not give up year after year to come and sit at the same place. Do you know how frustrating that could be for someone? So if someone can sit, and which, I know it's a story, but it's an example of what people can do, because all stories is based on some reality, whether it's the exact truth or the exact people or whatever you may not have, but stories are based on reality, because truth is in everything that's ever been told. It may not be the 100% truth, but there is truth in almost anything that someone says. The truth may be hard to find, and it may be very tiny in some things. But basically, that's a good example for us to keep in mind, that that it may take a longer time for some things for us to overcome some things. So I'm just here to encourage you that habits can be over you can overcome habits. You can overcome them. um, so the one of the ways that I have overcome habits is when I realized that it was a habit, and when I realized it was something I didn't like, which I'm still working on overcoming some things, and maybe they're not always moving as smoothly as I would like for them to, but it's the thing is, I don't give up. I stubbornly, resist the temptation to think that I can't do it. You understand? That's basically what I'm saying. We can do it. And when we want to, we will do it. And if we really persistent, we do it. We finally get it done. And so being patient with yourself when you're trying to overcome something. And if you know that you're constantly setting up a strategy to overcome it, give yourself credit for that. Please give yourself credit for that. That's a good thing to do, because that will be your encouragement. Hey, listen, at least I'm still trying. I haven't given up completely. I'll still do it. It can be done. It can be done. And every time I overcome something, I'm so happy. Sometimes it takes longer, but always through prayer, I've been able to overcome things that, so many things. I won't waste your time telling you about all of the boring details of it and everything. So I hope that encourages you to continue to set up your strategies and continue to resist something that you don't like in your life, and identify those things. That's what I'm doing, and it's working, and I'm happy about it. Always is not overnight, but I'm so happy when I can get it done, you know, eventually. And I've gotten several habits overcame through the years, not these since I've been older. It's just, different little habits, little aggravating things and stuff like that. And especially when it causes others problems. We have some habits that can cause others problems, you know, and you be the judge of that. I'm just going to make this short and say that whatever habit that you are wanting to overcome, once you identify the effectiveness of it, how it affects you, rather, and then you do make up in your mind that you want to do it, and you set up your strategies, and each time if that strategy doesn't work, you continue to build those strategies, you continue to resist, and it has to go. Nothing can stay with you that you don't want. You know that. Hey, I hope you have a great day, and give me a thumbs up, a like, and just say a prayer for me as I said prayers for you all. And every time you come to mind, all of you, especially you who likes and do the thumbs up and stuff, when I see your names and stuff, I pray for you. So remember to pray for me too. Sometime I'll just pray for the whole group and everything. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.